Okay, everybody, welcome to another ESBU Hearthstone tournament. I am the caster, aka Mr. Nice Guy, and we are bringing you a bit of a fan favorite tournament this evening. This is our Highlander Commander format that we've got prepared for you. So what this is we've got a limit there because it's Highlander. There can be only one. So we have a little bit of a limit in that sense of one per each card. The Commander format is simply that there is going to be one legendary that is the commander of your army to lead your minions into battle. Go on to the challenge site, check out who your opponent is. We are shuffling this seeds immediately on the bracket, and so you will be able to find right away there your opponent. You can add them and their battle tag into your friends list. The ESBU, you can also message to Chaos the Champ in the Twitch chat there, and also you can talk to the ESBU account 1484, I do believe it is, that you can ask your questions to. But before we begin this tournament, we just have a little bit of prep. We've prepared a presentation for you from last tournament, so please enjoy.
Won't throw him down. He's gonna wait for the right time to come around. He doesn't want to see a taunt, 'cause then his chance for a win will come crashing down. Everyone else on the stream can see it, everyone else but you. 'Cause first you lost one weapon durability, and then you missed on your chance to make him concede. But I'm sure glad you did all of this on our stream. You don't know, you don't know you've got lethal. If only you saw what I could see, you'd understand why I want you to win fury. Use charge to boost his attack and claim victory. You don't know, you don't know you've got lethal.
Okay, everybody, so we are here for another ESBU Hearthstone tournament. As I mentioned, I am the caster. Please come into my inn. Join me here at home. It's very cozy in here, so I hope we get a few people coming in to participate and enjoy. And what we're going to be doing right away here is we're going to be looking for matches to cast or a match to cast to begin with. We'll be following a few people throughout the tournament. We had a full roster sign up for this tournament. Huge numbers turn out, and we're just really grateful to all of you for coming and checking that out. Everybody who is watching this at home on the stream, thank you for checking us out. And to anybody who has signed up and is participating in the tournament, thanks for coming out. I just wanted to give just a quick couple of shout-outs here. The very first one that I want to give is to Prototype, who is behind the scenes. We'll probably get a bit of a chance to chat with him a little later this evening. He's running all this stuff behind the scenes. We also have Chaos behind the scenes doing some tournament admin for us, so thanks to those two guys for helping out. I wanted to give just another quick couple of shout-outs. I know there's a streamer who is participating in this particular tournament, Mackenzie's. That is exactly how I'm saying it is how you would spell her name. You can check her Twitch out after this tournament as well, because she's done a lot of work helping us promote this on her channel. So if you've come from her channel, then right on. That one, just Mackensieze. Anyways, doesn't matter. Check those out, and we're going to be getting into a game fairly shortly here, so we'll be getting a chance to find some matches to cast. But yeah, just a couple of quick shout-outs to some people for helping us promote and run this tournament. And to anybody who has any questions, again, you can message those to Prototype. Maybe if you could just chime in when you get a second there to tell us what the actual BattleNet tag for the ESBU coordinating channel is. BattleTag for the ESBU account that you can message to. You can also message Chaos the Champ on the Twitch chat, anything like that, and you guys can get some questions there. We're going to be jumping into a match shortly here. I am actually just going to, very briefly here, bring up, because I can find this myself, and I don't need Proto to chime in.
Hey, Prototype here. So the tournament is live, guys. The brackets are shuffled. You can begin your matches now.
Perfect. And Prototype, what is the ESBU cast? Sorry, not the ESBU cast. The ESBU
account that you can message if you run into problems during the tournament is ESBU #1484.
Great. And if you also get a friend request during the tournament from an account named ESBUcast, that is us trying to add you in on the stream. That means we're looking to stream your match, so please do share and watch this little trick as I pull water out from underneath the table. I'd like to set it down here. I'll just set it, right beside my other mug. Right there. Yeah. Wait, no, it's going back under the table. Okay, so we're going to be getting into some games very shortly here, but in the meantime, again, just a couple of shout-outs to some people. Just a real quick shout-out also to Trollden for retweeting about the stream here, so if anybody is watching because they're following him on Twitter, then awesome. Thanks for tuning in on that one. Of course, he lives on the other side of the world, so it would be a little difficult for him to play. I think it's like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning. Yeah, I think it's like 6 in the morning in the Czech Republic right now. Anyways, I digress. Sometimes when you're getting these tournaments started, what you have to do is you have to look for a few people when you are trying to get a match started, and when you have to try and find these people and get your matches started, sometimes you just have to fill a little bit of space with, a little bit of blind winging it on the cast, and it's pretty clear that that's a little bit of what I'm doing right now.
All right.
Hey,
well, nice guy. We are ready to go. We're going to tune into Mackenzie's game here.
Beautiful. All right. We are going to do that. So that right there, that's sweet. I've picked the right hand. Oh, no, my hand's not long enough. There we go. That is the correct spelling for her name if you want to check her Twitch out after this. We do not yet see her opponent's hand, but we can see what she is doing. And so let's jump right into this game on turn 2. She's playing Hunter in this tournament and versus a warrior. So for a turn 2, this is nothing too out of the ordinary. We've got a giant Glaivezooka. We've got, Harvest Golem, Reckless Rocketeer, and Explosive Trap. Ooh, a Direwolf Alpha. So I'm thinking at this point I can't see the, so the end turn button is there, and so her opponent's turn. So she's just waiting for her opponent, who is, what does that say? Irith. I believe that's what it says. Irith is her opponent, and that person is playing the game. Irith, if you're watching this stream and you hear me say this, please accept an invite from the ESBUcast friendship train so we can see your hand and we can talk about what you're doing too. But in the meantime, go ahead and end your turn whenever you have it there. It's a bit of a lengthy turn 2 for Irith. I don't usually see a turn 2 go this long, so we'll have to see what they're cooking up over on their end. The golden... so we see a legendary card back coming down. The golden icon for Mackenzie's on the Hunter here is an indication of just how much time she spends as a streamer putting out content on her stream. It looks like we are going to get to see both hands in this one. Okay, so we're still waiting for Irith to make that play, see what they're going to throw down on the table. We're just looking at a Clockwork Gnome here, nothing too fancy for Mackenzie's. And what's it going to be coming from the Warrior? They are there. We did see a card float out. Turn timer's got to be counting down pretty quick, though. I mean, we've been stalling for time. It feels like longer than the turn even is supposed to last at this rate. But we're just going to have to wait and be patient and see what happens in this introductory game here. At some point, I expect that there will be a play from somebody, but you never know quite what's going to happen in this matchup. Could just be that we'll all age very slowly, waiting until the end of time, waiting for the plays. But we wait patiently. That's what we do here at ESBU Gaming. We wait for the plays to finish. Prototype, I'm not sure if you're picking up everything on this end or not, but
Yeah, it seems like the game is stalled out here, nice guys. So
does seem a little bit like we're waiting indefinitely. This is definitely longer than a turn timer would go, so I'm not sure what has happened between those two opponents there. We'll have to see if we get the chance to get back into that one or not, but we may have to join another game, or perhaps there will be some progress in that game in a few moments. We'll have to kind of see what happens there. But in the meantime, the ladder is just getting going. So we have a 64-person bracket here on this particular ladder, and lots of games to get going with here, lots of opportunities for opponents to challenge. We do have this as a double elimination tournament, just as a reminder to everybody. So whenever you're playing your first match there, if you're the winner, that's great. Report that on the challenge site, and then after that, if you're the loser in the first match, you're going to go down and get a second round at taking a stab at this tournament, because you're going to go down into the losers bracket. And here we go. This game is underway. Turn 8. So there has been some sort of breakdown of communication between the two, and we are just in time to see Mackenzie's lose her first game. So she is going to get to visit that losers bracket that we were just talking about. So now what happens is she's going to move down into that second bracket, get a chance to climb her way back up. So what is going to happen at the end of this tournament is it is going to be the victor of all their initial matches. Somebody is going to win all of their matches all the way till the grand finals, and then somebody else is going to lose one game at some point during this tournament, and then they're going to go into the losers bracket and continue to win all the rest of their games and work their way out of that hole to the grand finals by winning the rest of their matches. So what we're looking at right now is a game between Loafster, who actually was the first person to sign up for this tournament. Thank you, Loafster, for that. And Bakuin, and Loafster is playing a Paladin versus Bakuin's Mage deck. And what are we looking at here for Loafster? It's turn 4. Bakuin, we don't quite see his hand at the moment, but Loafster is showing us some quality, typical Paladin cards, and he's got the Silence in there. Okay, so definitely some options. On a turn 5, I mean, Stranglethorn Tiger is a pretty easy play to see. Not sure if Bakoan with that ping to the Chillwind Yeti is going to be setting up for a Flame Strike or not, but the Stranglethorn Tiger could still survive through that, and we're a couple of turns away from that anyways. So the Annoyatron could be a possible play here, but it doesn't feel like a very strong play, because the next thing that you're most likely to do to fill up your mana curve at that point is going to be to throw down your Argus Defender, and it's a bit of a waste of the taunt, just taunting up an already taunted minion, but at the same time then you're going to be coming out with a 2/3 Divine Shield taunt and a 5/5 Chillwind Yeti taunt, so those are some really powerful possible options to see down here, but perhaps we're going to see... Well, if I could do basic math, I would know that an Annoyatron is a 2 mana cost minion. Sorry about that, folks. And so you can't do that, of course. The Defender of Argus is just going to taunt up the Yeti. He's going to clear board, and that's going to be the end of that turn for Loafster. Bakuin, still don't know what's in his hand, but we can see that he's going to drop an Azure Drake on the table. Okay, so that will be the end of his turn unless he's got 6 mana. Can't see his mana either at the moment, but we shall. Let's just see here. Ooh. Stormwind Champion is possibly a next turn play. So at this point, now we are looking at how badly does Lofster want to clear off an Azure Drake? And I'm thinking he probably wants to get rid of it, and you got a couple of options with how you can do that. One of them, of course, is just take your Yeti right into the Azure Drake, and the other one would simply be to take your Defender Vargas into the Azure Drake and swing away with the Cog Hammer. Is that the way that he wants to do this? That's 4 damage to face, and he's already at a 9 life deficit, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I hope Equality's not how he's planning on doing it. That's a really big card to see come down just against a single minion. So it looks, yep, it is going to be the Yeti moving into the Azure Drake. And okay, Duplicate is the play for the Mage. We're just working through just a couple of technical difficulties there, and we're good to go. Okay. Piloted Shredder is what the Mage is going to throw down here. And a Snow Chugger. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Looks like we're solid with the stream now. Okay, that's that Duplicate wasn't a play. Okay, so that Duplicate was activating, getting a couple of Azure Drakes back into Bakuin's hand. That is a hand, that is a fistful of some pretty powerful cards there for Bakuin. What is Lofster gonna do about this is the big question. So he's sitting pretty on 7 mana. The Stormwind Champion is definitely an option. Hammer of Wrath gonna hit that Snow Chugger. Okay, that takes that one out. Okay. An Annoyatron just gonna finish this turn off. Just waiting until we get our stream back there. Okay. Alright, so an Azure Drake on the table. Big Game Hunter not going to do a whole lot about that. Stormwind Champion still an option. I mean, you could silence the Drake, but that's not the most useful thing. A Lay on Hands actually is not... You know, this might... If there's a good time to play Lay on Hands, this might be it. You get yourself a few more useful cards, you do get to recover the health, and that Annoyatron can definitely slow down the tempo, but he's just going to go to clear board instead. Okay.
I wonder.
Alright, so we're looking at a full hand here for Baku, and he's got a lot of choices. Arcane Intellect, not necessarily something that he really needs right now with a hand that full. So Mirror Entity, that's a pretty decent thing to do at this point in the game. I mean, you're likely expecting some more powerful minions, but it doesn't really help him with board clear, however. Time Rewinder not going to do any good there. I mean, you could throw down the Piloted Sky Golem might not be a bad way of going about this.
Time runs out on
It is going to be Mirror Entity, though. Okay, so an Azure Drake. Oh, and he's still getting more card draw. Ooh, Goblin Blast Mage, though. That's going to be able to, if he can throw down a mech, next turn he could easily throw down that Harvest Golem, and that Goblin Blast Mage will get to definitely do some damage. But first, what is this Blessing of Kings all about? He's looking here. Loafster is looking to just make the board clean with his Stormwind Champion. Okay, so he's picking away at Bakuin, starting to take some damage down on him. I mean, he knows his opponent has a big hand. You know, I really think at this point you've got the tempo in your favor. He does not have a whole lot of good cards to play. I mean, if this is a good time for lay on hands, get that life, get those cards. Yeah. Oh, he's going to do it for the Stormwind Champion. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and he pulls a Tyrion out with it too. Alright, so Zombie Chow. Testing for the mirror entity. Well played, yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's always difficult anytime you're in a tournament setting, and I mean, it's funny, whether it's here or if you're watching a live tournament, you can never tell if the opponent has a secret, because the hand always just covers that little part up. But that's fine. We know that he had that mirror entity. Of course, that did bring the Zombie Chow out, and now a Flame Strike. Okay, so he gets some life out of that Zombie Chow and takes down the mirror entity with it. Now, what are we going to see? He just had a Flame Strike. I do not think that going with Tyrion right now is a good idea. He doesn't know his opponent has Sheep in hand, but he, of course, doesn't know that his opponent doesn't have Sheep in hand, or maybe his opponent has Ironbeak Owl or Spellbreaker. These are all cards that we're expecting to see quite a lot of in this tournament, is the Owls and the Spellbreakers. I mean, you can only have one of each of these, of course, so... But once he's baited, with this particular Highlander format, once he's baited out that Sheep, and this is certainly a way to do it... oh, pardon me. Yeah, throwing down that Shredder. I mean, that's a good way to look at potentially baiting out that Sheep, that Polymorph there, because his opponent, of course, does not know what legendary he's bringing with him. So if he wants to get that thing, sort of nullify the Sky Golem a little bit there, then the Polymorph would be a good way of doing it. But Goblin Blast Mage is another way of looking to clean the table a little bit. Okay. So you're Loafster now, and you're looking at this board, and you're thinking, okay, what am I going to play on my next turn? What am I going to do about a Noyatron? There's not a lot. I guess you could silence it. You could take your Owl and silence it, and then swing your Piloted Shredder into that Goblin Blast Mage. But is that really what you want to spend an Ironbeak Owl on? Oh, a true Silver Champion could not possibly have been timed better. Assuming he wants to use this, he could take that true Silver Champion, take the shield off the Anoyatron, get a couple life out of it, and just take the Mind Control tech to, of course, finish it off, and then throw his Piloted Sky Golem right into that Goblin Blast Mage. Then he's left with the option of what he wants to play on the table. Now, of course, the fact that he's playing against Mage, Aldor Peacekeeper in this case, just to nullify the effects of that Goblin Blast Mage, is really not a bad play. So I'm wondering if that's what he's maybe considering. Oh, and he definitely is. And the true Silver Champion, I'm guessing he's going to clean that thing up with it. That is the choice. Good, good. Alright, so he's going to summon a dude and pass turn, and now we are going to see what Bakuin wants to do. So Bakuin responds with a draw of a Frostbolt. Alright, that's a really useful, possibly useful card to see what comes out of the Piloted Shredder. What's it gonna be? You know, I would like to see him either ping down the Shredder with the Fire Blast, or just take the Harvest Golem to swing that thing out. But I think you're going to want to Fire Blast that thing down anyways. Then your Harvest Golem can clear off the Mind Control tech, and you still easily have enough for your Frostbolt to clean up whatever's left. Most likely clean up whatever is summoned by the Piloted Shredder. But he's going to go about this different way. He wants to get the... Okay, so he's going to use it to clean up the other Peacekeeper. Pardon me. A solid play there. Yeah, that's definitely a reasonable play. I think you should at least see what comes out. Yeah, see, and that's exactly why. You want to at least see what comes out of the Piloted Shredder first, because the Succubus, of course, is a more lethal target than just an Eldor Peacekeeper. But that was not the case this time. So, how do you deal with Archmage Antonidas? This is definitely a way of doing it. I was wondering if he was going to do a Blessing of Kings on it, and that does it. Takes down Antonidas with the Succubus. Wow. Okay, so what is Bakuin going to do against an 8-2 Succubus? I mean, he's got 3 fireballs in hand. I think you kind of have to fireball it. You can't just let that thing sit around. And you don't want to waste when your polymorphs on that. You want to leave your polymorph just in case your opponent happens to be packing a Tyrion in his deck. So the Sky Golem it is. That thing shouldn't be too difficult for Loafster to deal with. He's got options. He can just True Silver right into it. Now, I think this is going to tell us how greedy Bakuin wants to be. If he's willing to throw one of those fireballs at that Succubus, or if he is just going to try. I mean, there's nothing else to try. He could ping it for 1, which is a relatively useless thing to do, because then you'll be taking a whole heck of a lot of damage. It really just comes down to, oh no, Polymorph just opens the road for Loafster to play his Tyrion now. I think he's pretty happy about that play. He can easily Tyrion, and now that he has seen Bakuin's Soul Legendary for the day, he can Tyrion, and then... Oh, he could Tyrion, Ironbeak, Owl, the Piloted Sky Golem, throw all of his minions at the Sky Golem. He's going to lose 2 1/1s. The shielded mini-bot is still going to live through that, of course. He gets to keep the True Silver Champion. He doesn't take 6 damage. He's got a 6/6 taunt on the board with an Ashbringer coming out afterwards. And it looks like that is what he is going to do. And Tyrion looks like Tyrion is going to be making a play, but instead, okay, I like this. He's going to save the minions, keep them on the table. The Flame Strike's already been gone. The only thing left to see is possibly a Blizzard here. That is just an outstanding play by Loafster. He's got everything left on the board. If the Tyrion dies this turn, which it very easily could, then that Ashbringer is still going to go into his hand. There is no silence. Bakuin is fishing for a silence here. Does he get one? He does not. He's going to do a dual, single fireball duel. What's he doing? Okay, single fireball. Ping to the face. This is it. It is crunch time. He is... Oh no. With all that play by Loafster, it's just not quite enough. He's got lethal against him. He needs something on the board. I don't know if he's been keeping count. Well, no, he couldn't possibly be keeping count because one of those fireballs was drawn. Just not enough steam at the end of the game. Loafster needed one more turn. That's it. Bakuin does take this. It was just too much of an advantage for him at the start of the game there, and what a play, what a way to finish it. Bakuin moves on to the next bracket. Loafster, he's moving down to the losers bracket for this one. We're just going to take just a quick second here to fix some of these things on the stream, folks, and then we'll take a look at the ladder for you as soon as we get a chance to do that, and then we'll be right back as soon as we can with another match for you. In the meantime, it's always nice to thank everybody for turning out and playing and participating in the tournament here. It's always great to see so many people coming down to do this. It's definitely great to see. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of activity happening in the chat there. That is always a good thing to see. So thanks to everybody for checking this out. And we got a decent number of people following the tournament here. That's good. Decent number of people that have signed up. So I mean, these are great. We're happy to fill these up, and we also have an announcement to make this evening, and the announcement is actually the date of our next tournament. The date for that one, I will share that with you now, is April 2nd. That's Thursday, April 2nd. We're going to move back to a Thursday for that one, and depending on your calendar, and I'm not sure if how much this is affected by where you live or what, but depending on your calendar, the following day, of course, being Good Friday leading into Easter there, so a lot of us will have some time off, either time off work or off classes if you're doing that kind of a thing. And so we are going to run it the night before all that stretch starts, and we're going to run it Thursday evening, same thing, Pacific Standard Time. We haven't yet decided on the format. It could be Highlander Commander. We could be going back to some commons only that we have seen in the past. And so there's definitely some options there that we have. So we'll be looking at what format exactly we are going to use for that, but that is the date of the next tournament. Thursday, April 2nd, mark your calendars and check the ESBU site because that is going to be updated very, very quickly here. I'll tell you what, I'll be making a post later tonight. There we go. I'll be making a post later tonight opening up that April 2nd tournament. It won't quite be open for registration yet, but that'll be opening shortly thereafter as soon as we have decided on a format for that. So we're looking here now. We are into the second round of matches for a lot of people. A lot of the first round has wrapped up their games, and that's good to see. We've been into the tournament for just under half an hour here, so to see most of those matches starting on time and a lot of people able to finish those matches off, that's good to see. That means we've been able to get most of this stuff going. Not too many questions here in getting the tournament started, so that's always a good thing to see. We are getting into another match here, and we're going to have to just see who this is in this matchup. Oh! It's Boojin, my friend Boojin, one of our ESBU crew, fighting Tenusu, and Boojin finishing Tenusu. Wow! Fire blast right to the face. And that was not a fire blast at all. That's a pyroblast. Much, much more powerful than fire blast. Excellent. Okay, good job, Boojin. Let's see if we'll have to see if he's ready for a next game yet or not. I'm guessing that was the first round for Boojin. Proto might be able to correct me on that one, but we'll have to see where on the ladder he is to find out where that falls, if that was the first round for him or second round or how all that happened. But we're getting right into another game right away. And this game is between Mackenzie's and Chewbacca 777. Okay, and this game is right into the thick of it. Rogue versus
I believe this
Hunter.
is actually an exhibition match, nice guy. I don't.
Okay, I was just about to
Chewbacca's
say.
in the tournament actually. Bit of a mistell. So we'll actually find a tournament game here, but please stand by.
Chewbacca is not in the tournament. Okay, so we're able to see Mackenzie's, and I was just about to say, that's curious that she has a rogue deck suddenly switched out. So I'm not sure if she's just waiting for her next opponent, or if she is knocked out of the tournament. My guess is she's just waiting for her next opponent, but of course, she did actually mention to, yeah, there we go, I could see it right there. She did actually mention to me that she is live streaming right now, and Boojin, there we also have it, is on to round 2 of the losers round. So Boojin lost his first match, but we can even go back into that exhibition match if we like. Mackenzie had mentioned to me that she was going to be live streaming the tournament, so she can't really just sit around with a couple hundred people watching her wait for another match. So have to bear with her while she finishes up her game here against Chewbacca 777. So this is outside of our normal tournament rules, of course. We can even see multiple legendaries just from where we're sitting, but that is just fine. Gives us a little bit of something to do while we wait for our next match. And as soon as we see a tournament match get going, we will be able to jump into
We're
that
gonna
one.
be jumping into match BA here, nice guy.
Okay, BA being in the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket?
This is a winner's bracket. This is the highest up in the ladders currently.
Okay. This is Irith, who I do believe was the victor over Mackenzie's in the first match, and Avery is what I think I am seeing on my tiny, tiny screen here. The stream that as I have it is, unfortunately on my end, just the only way we're able to set this up. Stream as I have it is very, very degraded and at times very difficult to read. But I see now that it does say Avery versus Irith. We're in on turn 7 on this game. So this one is well underway and really looking to be in favor of Avery unseating Irith from his potential victory there. And he is going to choose death. So he's going to unseat himself out of this one. That's just, I mean, that's a strong board presence. I didn't even get much of a chance there to see, but he probably just had lethal on board. Looking at 24 life, there's only so much you can do to recover from it. So again, when we have this kind of unique format, it definitely just, I mean, it really, really changes things with the whole meta of the game. Just changes everything around. You know, there's only one of each card, one legendary total. But here we go with TG Skiller. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Skiller versus Bujin. It's Mage versus Mage. We have been hearing a fair bit of talk in preparation for this tournament about Mage being a bit of a preferred. Okay, an Angry Chicken. Okay, Portal. There we go, yeah. That's how that'll happen. So, that's a bad card to get from Summoning Portal. That is really unfortunate. Alright, but there is a secret down on TJ Skiller's side, pumping up that Ethereal Arcanist. So what's he going to do about it? Is he going to fireball it? That is not a bad target to fireball. Does he want to play an Annoyatron? No, he's just going to go for the fireball and kill that thing before it gets any more powerful. So that'll be his turn for Bujin there, and that's definitely a very reasonable thing to do. Oh, but unfortunately, a duplicate is going to make 2 more Ethereal Arcanists, which can definitely become a problem for Bujin if there are many more secrets. Now, of course, there's only going to be 1 duplicate, but we don't know how many secrets TJ Skiller is going to have in his deck there. So we can see now Bujin has Kel'Thuzad as his legendary army leader, and this is a nice play to counter that Acolyte of Pain. We're on the ladder. The Abomination to counter the Acolyte of Pain, and as soon as we get back to the game there, we'll see where we're at.
You like my invention?
We're going to be going into game AU. Bujin's playing an exhibition match currently, so...
Oh, okay. Well, very well then. We will move on to game AU. Bujin just doing a little bit of a practice round in between matches, and that's something that definitely tends to happen in these tournaments from time to time. Sometimes people just need to, you know, keep their keep the mental fluids and juices going. I know we've Heat Wave. Is it Heat Wave or Heat Check that's in this tournament? I can't remember.
Heat Wave, one of our good friends, Heat Wave.
Heat Wave, and he was actually won one of the tournaments against Heat Check, and so he was saying, you know, one of the comments that he made is that it's sometimes you get to the end and then you just sit around and wait forever, and you really need to do something to sort of keep yourself active. So that's what some of these guys are doing, but holy smokes, and SJM 2013 are not doing that. They are right into a match here, and
this is match AU, nice guy.
okay, match AU. So this is on the winner's side of the bracket, is that correct?
Yes, this is winners.
Okay, so we're looking at, oh yeah, a Shade of Naxxramas that's a 5/2. Oh, yeah. There we go. I thought that was a Strangler and Tiger for a second. Okay. Well, that's quite the hand for Holy Smokes. Antique Healbot is going to possibly see some good use a little later on. But it's going to be a Blizzard right now, and that's a fantastic play. Yeah, that is a really, really strong play to clear off the board there. A couple of minions going to swing into that leftover Sludge Belcher and pass the turn over to SMJ. And what does he want to do to counteract this? I'm thinking that Doomsayer is a bit of a waste at this point. With all that on board, I mean, yeah, Doomsayer is a huge waste at this point because you're just going to leave 2 1/1s left over.
I must safeguard the land.
Okay, take that one down. Yeah, use your hero power to take out the taunt there and just leave a 1/1 on the board. I was about to say not a Doomsayer, but no, that's just a highlighted card. Foe Reaper, of course, being the legendary. We don't know what Holy Smokes legendary is at the moment. And let's just see here. Okay, that Dark Iron Dwarf. Just so lonely on the table by himself there. So lonely. Okay, Holy Smoke's turn. Where are we at? Okay, Holy Smoke's turn. Alright, so he is looking at some Sludge Belcher action. Ooh, Sludge Belcher and Duplicate possible action. That could be a choice. No, it's going to be Snow Chugger instead. That's what we are going to see here, and so we're going to go over to SMJ, and what is he looking at? Ooh, okay. And beat Owl down that Sludge Belcher. I mean, that's a really good silence target, those things. They're just so freaking annoying to deal with between both, you know, the taunts and the death rattles and the whatnot. That Bomb Lobber really missed his target as far as SMJ is concerned, I think. But Holy Smokes moving back here. This might not be a bad time to play a Flame Cannon. These are all decent targets for it. Oh, yeah, that would be... throw one of your spiders into it first. That could be a good way of doing it. I mean, it's going to kill whatever it hits, the flame cannon. So that could be a good way of doing it there. The Lil Exorcist, not... Okay. Ping down and then flame cannon. Yeah, that works. Lil Exorcist, not the best play right there. Oh, and this is how he's going to reclaim his Sludge Belcher. A silent Sludge Belcher turns into 2 Sludge Belchers instead. Oh my gosh! A Druid running Careless Whispers! I love this so much. Oh, that's just awesome. Of course the card is Dark Whispers, but, you know, no. It's Careless Whisper. Alright, so Echoes of Medivh, Polymorph. Oh, that's a good Polymorph target. I mean, it'd be a good silence target too, but Polymorph's just even tastier on it. Okay, so Ping, I think he's just gonna play the Lil Exorcist, maybe, to just get a body on the board. It's not the best play, but if you're facing a Druid, not exactly famous for their Death Rattle cards. I mean, there's certainly a few, and there's all your generic ones, but unless your opponent does something like Soul of the Forest and give all of his minions Death Rattle, and you can't just bank on that. I mean, he's got to get a little bit of tempo here going for Holy Smokes. So, Lil Exorcist could be a good play. If it survives the turn, he could always Echoes of Medivh. I think it's a decent play right now. He throws that down on the board. He could even anti-Healbot next turn and Echoes of Medivh to get that thing back into his hand if he wants. But he is just going to hang on to it for now. So we're going to have to see what SMJ does. That Healing Touch is definitely going to provide the opportunity to lengthen this game out quite a bit, and of course that Ancient of Lore is going to give opportunity for the same type of thing. But he's going to do both this turn, and it looks like he's going for the card draw. And then that healing touch, I really think you have to healing touch at this point. If your opponent is holding a Pyroblast in hand, or even a Fireball in hand, you're done. And I don't, we missed some of the turns, so I don't know what we have seen so far. We obviously haven't seen a Pyroblast yet, because we saw this game start before turn 10, but if we haven't seen Fireball in this game, then, I mean, you just have to healing touch it. Healing touch yourself at this point. That's what you have to do. Okay, Zombie Chow, not the most useful card right now. I don't think, I'm just trying to remember. Wailing Souls is a priest card, I think. I don't think it's no, or is that a generic card? But that would be just about the only way that Zombie Chow would be a useful addition at this point. So you can either wait for your opponent to play a taunt. I mean, we see that there is a Haunted Creeper in hand, but you can either wait for your opponent to do that, or you can just simply attack face ping and pass turn. Wait for some more cards. So SMJ is building up a fair bit of an arsenal in his hand right now. A little surprised he didn't go for the Sludge Belcher at that point, but I'm starting to think that SMJ knows that it's or is at least speculating a duplicate at this point and doesn't want to kill the Sludge Belcher specifically because of that. So he's trying to play around it, maybe get Holy Smokes to kill his own Sludge Belcher on it. Oh, and that Explosive Sheep is going to be a very helpful way of clearing this board off. So this would be a time when Little Exorcist could be useful, but now you have to make a choice between Explosive Sheep and Little Exorcist. So you can Little Exorcist and get the boost, the plus, it's a taunt, and it gets +1/+1 or +2/+2, I don't remember which one off the top of my head. +1/+1, yeah, that's what it is, for each Death Rattle. So it's going to be a 4/4 taunt for 3 mana, which is a tasty, tasty card, but if he does that and then he Explosive Sheeps, it's going to take 2 damage right away. Not exactly ideal, but then that's still going to be powerful enough to be able to clear off that Ancient of Lore, because of course the Bear Cub and the Haunted Creeper are going to die, but then of course the Haunted Creeper is going to leave 2 spiders behind, which would be enough to kill the Little Exorcist left over. Wow, talk about the theory crafting here. Jeez. Okay. Instead, it's going to be Explosive Sheep, Echoes of Medivh. Very cool. And is it another Explosive Sheep? Oh my gosh, it is. And then ping an Explosive Sheep. Oh, I love it so much. And then attack face. Haha! Clears the board. There you go, holy smokes. Nicely done. Clears the board, keeps his minion alive, and gets another Sludge Belcher in hand. So what's it gonna be? Is SMJ gonna kill this Sludge Belcher? No, he's just going to Iron Bark. Attack face for 1 and ping turn. I mean, end turn. Ping turn. Oh, you've been casting for too long, Len. Okay, I should say solo casting for too long, Len. Okay, so another Sludge Belcher, though. Oh, man, this is just grinding this game down. Holy smokes, really slowing this. Now, that Polymorph has already hit the table. So whatever he does, he's going to have to do it with minions here, and I think Bomb Lobber is the best way to start on that. So at this point, if you Bomb Lobber, you've already got an extra Sludge Belcher in hand. I don't think you should be getting greedy at this point. Bomb Lobber, ping the Sludge Belcher with your Fire Blast. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about when I say ping, of course, that just simply means using something to deal its 1 damage, or however many direct damage it is, but typically 1. It's an old Magic the Gathering phrase, but ping that Iron Bark for 1 after the Bomb Lobber hits it, because you know it's going to hit it because it's always a minion, and then throw your Sludge Belcher into it, and life is grand. That makes short work of a very mean minion. Okay, turn goes over to SMJ, and it's a Foe Reaper. There we go. So this is going to give some serious pause for Holy Smokes on what he wants to play, because the Foe Reaper is really going to be doing some lethal damage to it. Oh! He can frostbolt it. I kinda like Sludge Belcher Frostbolt on the Foe Reaper to slow that thing down. The damage is nice. It's awesome to have if... Oh no, okay, so he's just gonna attack in. Oh, I see where he's going with this one. Alright, this definitely works too. So attack in and take some damage down on that Foe Reaper. When that Foe Reaper has to attack into the Sludge Belcher, of course, it is going to kill it and duplicate it. And that's something that SMJ has been trying to avoid this whole freaking time, but not much else he can do about it. He is instead going to Careless Whispers that Foe Reaper. And what's it going to be? Is it taking out the Sludge Belcher? No, it's not. I'm thinking next turn he's going to Starfall and then do an Acidic Swamp Ooze into the remainder of it, and... Oh, but this is going to just kill it. Oh, SMJ. He's playing around this, but he doesn't even know what it is, but he's expecting a duplicate, and he's just playing around it so much that he just lost his commander over it. This is just bad luck for SMJ at this point. I mean, he's really playing around this secret. He's obviously very concerned about what it is, but, you know, at some point it's kind of like just get this thing done with. So, what's he going to do there? Okay, Druid of the Bear. But he's still just refusing. I don't know what his plan is, if he's going to... I mean, he's not going to spell the opponent down. At some point, he has to kill this Sludge Belcher or to silence it. Maybe he's just waiting around for another silence. I'm not sure, but he is really passing to let the momentum go over to Holy Smokes at this point. Oh. And a piloted Sky Golem coming to join the board there. Oh boy, this is really turning in Holy Smokes' favor. He's going to have to do something. I think it's time to just bite the bullet and kill off that Sludge Belcher, because you don't want to see a piloted Sky Golem be duplicated. That's... I mean, tempo-wise, it's not as bad, but, it, you know, just for the damage you're going to be taking from it, and he's down to 14 life, that's much worse. There's only so much healing that SMJ is going to be able to have in this deck, unless he's got Tree of Life, but that seems... like it would be a little of an unusual inclusion. Not a lot of people running that card in particular, but we'll have to see with what he goes with here. So I'm thinking he could easily enough Starfall down that Sludge Belcher to kill it. I mean, he's been trying so hard to play around killing it, but at some point, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Time waits for no one.
So let's see here. We've got 15 seconds to find out what it is going to be that he does. And it's going to be... Starfall right on it. That pops the duplicate, and now he's sort of got the free reign to do as he sees fit. Okay, I'm thinking it's going to be Acidic Swamp Ooze. Oh, turn timer. Man, he just... really crippled by that secret. Absolutely crippled by it. And you look at Holy Smokes' hand, and it's just absolutely nuts how much he has been able to just turn this game around and just completely just dominate the plays, just based really around that one secret. SMJ just played around it so much, you know, and if it, in the end he just still had to end up popping it and get that Sludge Belcher on the table. But a Sunwalker and a Mad Scientist, and we will see if that Mad Scientist can pull another secret onto the table here. So we've got a Knife Juggler for SMJ. Swipe, not a bad play here. That just gets rid of the Mad Scientist, and there comes out a secret. We don't know what it is yet, of course, but the Knife Juggler, well, he's got to put something on the table, and a Doomsayer would just soak up damage. I mean, that would be a half-decent play, but it's just going to be soaking up damage and then end up dying. Dr. Boom just sort of adding insult to injury here. There is no secret. Okay, never mind. It still does the graphic, even if there is no secret, but there are no extra secrets to bring to this game, but there's no steam left for SMJ. the only thing that is going to, do anything for him is to lay down a taunt and the Doomsayer, or to get, so much momentum. Okay, this'll do it. Now, Holy Smokes is just going to go face and let his own minions die, I'm thinking here. Well, no, he's gonna use it up to take out the Doomsayer, and he's just okay. So just soaking damage. He, instead of bringing his opponent down to 3, he's gonna clear the Doomsayer off, and instead of just having to rebuild a board, well, this works. And that Force of Nature, just far, far, far too little, too late. That's only going to clear 1 taunt off the board. A little bit of help there, and even with the remainder of what's going on here, SMJ is still going to take some damage, bringing him down to 8, even after that Spectral Knight swings into the Sludge Belcher. There's a 1-2 taunt on the board in favor of Holy Smokes, but that's not going to mean a whole lot when he... Let's see, what can he do this turn? What can he do this turn? He doesn't have lethal now. The only possible way to do that is to Dr. Boom and ping your own minions, or play the portal and hope that you get like Grom and then ping him and enrage him. But I mean, those are ridiculous plays to just try to get lethal in 1 turn. Of course, he's just going to develop a new board and just crush his opponent horribly, absolutely horribly. Wrath, you could cycle that, try and get a card. I mean, these are kind of just plays of desperation at this point. Big Game Hunter, mildly useful, but not in this case. And now the Big Game Hunter has come out onto the board. I'm almost thinking Holy Smokes is just going to throw down Dr. Boom just for BM at this point. See if he chooses to do that. Okay, no, he's going to Unstable Portal, see what he gets. I mean, he can just kind of have some fun with this. Ah, free Direwolf Alpha, there you go. He could still Dr. Boom and pay that Direwolf Alpha. Direwolf Alpha, of course, he can just ping to face, and then that is lethal for him. That does it. That's the game. Holy Smokes, moving on. SMJ at an end. And I do believe we said this was part of the winner's bracket, so SMJ will get a chance to move down into the loser's bracket. And this tournament is really progressing nicely. We've got people moving on into what appears to be the semi-finals of the winner's bracket, is what that might be. That Fiery Bear, or whatever that guy's name is there that I can't quite see. So we've got some more...
We're going to be going to the match AEW here.
AEW, and that is going to be Himrael and Big Wiz. Okay. So we're well into this match. We shall have to see how much longer it goes on for. And Proto, are we going to follow this one through to the end, or are we going to look for another match to go from the beginning after this?
This is one of the highest long matches in the winner's bracket currently.
All right. Well, we'll whatever we choose here, we'll either stick with this one or go to the beginning of another game. In either case, we're looking here. Ooh, at a kill command on a Sludge Belcher. Okay. Ah, Sea Giants in the Hunter deck. Okay, so where are we at? Big Wiz playing Mage. Like I said, Mage is a bit of a fan favorite here. When we see the Commons Only tournament, of course, Warlock becomes a huge contender because card draw becomes a problem. But here, Mage, with its hero ability, is really just been a strong choice for a lot of people. So we are seeing Big Wiz here. Oh, and Himrael has Dr. Boom in his hand, and that is, of course, one of the top used. Actually, it is the top used legendary at the moment. Lotheb, I think, being shortly up behind it, but yeah, Dr. Boom's such a powerful one, so that is going to make an appearance right here, and no surprise to see an explosive trap go down on that board. And as if almost to tell his opponent Yep, it's an explosive trap. Himriel just attacks into that Earthen Ring Farseer of Big Wiz. Okay, so he's got to do a little bit of board clear here. He knows it's an explosive trap pretty much, and so he might as well do as much board trading as he can get while he can still get his hands on it. I like to see Sunwalker and a ping into that Sea Giant, perhaps. Maybe that's the play, and then maybe he's going to go with Sorcerer's Apprentice into some sort of boom bot. We shall have to see. He could do that, and he could also possibly go with the Shade into another one if he wants. I mean, that's going to leave Dr. Boom alone on the table to do what he wants, but he's going to be taking some serious damage this turn anyways. So it's going to be... Oh, it's a YOLO Flame Cannon, and that is not the target that you wanted to see it hit. But -1 to face is a really good result out of Boombot. So he's kind of got to attack into it now. You might as well do that, and oh, -4 to the face. No, I think he was really hoping to see... Well, I think he was really hoping to see that Boombot hit the Sorcerer's Apprentice with that
Well played.
explosive shot out there, but this is game. End of the line for Big Wiz, and Himriel moving on further down the winner's bracket, and Big Wiz moving down into the loser's bracket. Pardon me. So Prototype, where are we heading now with
So
our
perfect
next
timing.
match?
Bujin's just about to face off the winner of the last round we were just watching before that one. So
Oh,
we're gonna
perfect.
jump right into that now.
So that is SMJ versus Bujin, is what we are seeing at this point. And Bujin with an Annoyatron on his screen. Hello, hello, hello. Alright! Mad Scientist plays. Turn 2 Mad Scientist. Turn 2 SMJ. You can Robo-Cub. That's a nice way of doing it. Put a little bit of a taunt on that, and that's just going to get rid of the Mad Scientist. Of course, then there will be a secret to deal with. Annoyatron and... Oh, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Okay, apparently he's okay with that before. Oh, he is not going to pop his Mad Scientist. Never you mind. That is a little bit of a... Okay, a bit of an unexpected thing there. So this is going to be taking out the Annoyatron. I have a habit of miscalling what Bujin is doing when he plays. So the Annoyatron down now. He's probably predicting pretty much exactly that from SMJ with that last play. And now is Bujin going to attack into the Robocub? He is. And now let's see we'll have to see what secret it is that Bujin got there. But there is the opportunity for an unstable portal or a Raging Morgan. Unstable portal fits the curve just a little bit better because now he can still hero power. Alright, a Ravenhold Assassin for 4 mana. That's a nice card.
The end is coming!
And what is this? Okay, so he's buying a turn. He does not want Bujin to be... Oh, he's testing for Mirror Entity. That's what he's doing there. SMJ testing that secret to see if it's Mirror Entity, which it is not, indicating that it's probably a duplicate. Could be Ice Block, maybe. Back over to SMJ, and what's he going to do for a turn 5 play? I'm thinking a Spectral Knight fits the curve quite nicely. How does Bujin want to respond with this one? Sludge Belcher would be certainly one way of taking care of that thing. Bomb Lobber would be... Is there a Bomb Lobber? Nope, that's a piloted piloted Shredder is what that thing is. But, okay, how does...
I wonder.
How does Boojin want to deal with this? Ravenhold Assassin is a very strong play there. Then you can just ping face with that hero power. You can certainly do that. Moving the turn back over to SMJ, who is going to want to see if there's something he can do to stop 7 damage from either killing his minion or... Okay, and that is one way to do it, but that's a pretty huge waste of a hero power of the Bomb Lobber's power. Now Boojin's just easily able to clean up that Spectral Knight with this Ravenhold Assassin, and of course he will lose it, but well, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he wants to go face. No, he is going to make the trade, and that Sludge Belcher is definitely going to give some significant tempo in favor of Boojin at that. Slowing it down in favor of Boojin. But a Naturalize, ooh, he really wants that Sludge Belcher gone. And now we shall see, was it a duplicate? It sure was. Oh, SMJ, trying to play around the Sludge Belcher duplicates, this poor bastard. Okay, so Bomb Lobber takes down the slime and a little bit of going in face. Kind of surprised he didn't go in with the hero power and the spiders to take out the Belcher and then go face with the Bomb Lobber. But, well, he burned down an Abomination, so Boojin has to get some cards on the table now in order to just outplay the card draw, and that is exactly what he's doing. Another Sludge Belcher turning the tempo, turning the speed right down on it. Awkward positioning there for a Dire Wolf Alpha. But let's just see. Okay, so the Claw is going to take out that slime, and then the Bomb Lobber is going to take out the Earth and Green Farseer. Now, a Druid of the Claw going into bear form on the other side of the Alpha there. And a Hero power up just to get the armor. So, a Wild Pyromancer. Is that what he wants to do? He's going to use a Polymorph. Oh, wow. He is just not at all afraid to use that. That's a really strong board clear, though. Like, a very, very strong board clear for Boojin. You know, it's a shame to see the Polymorph go down just on something as simple as that minion, as opposed to something like a Legendary. The bear just not as big of a threat. But you got to do what you got to do, and he got the board clear out of it. So now Boojin's sitting in a good position with a handful of cards. It's his turn. He can pretty much do whatever he wants here. He's going to develop his board with a Sludge Belcher and a Piloted Shredder. That's going to give him some decent 7 damage tempo on his next turn. So we will have to see how SMJ wants to respond. It's going to be a swipe to the Sludge Belcher. Hero power is going to finish that thing off. I'm thinking that we might see the Owls try and silence that Shredder. And that's what it's going to be. Okay, there's one silence out of your deck, and there's only so many. I think that there's really just 2 silences with also the possibility of recycle for SMJ. I don't see him having too many other options for silence here. Okay, and Boojin is immediately going to capitalize on this with a Piloted Sky Golem, an even more powerful version of the Shredder. SMJ has just got to be shaking his head in frustration at this one. Dark Iron Dwarf coming down on the table, not doing a whole lot this turn, and the Big Game Hunter is... Oh, never mind. Dark Iron Dwarf doing a whole lot this turn, turning that Piloted Sky Golem into a viable Big Game Hunter target. So well played on SMJ there. That's just a really quick reaction. Nice one there. But Boojin says it's time for the hero. He's going to just trade his minions in. No big deal. They're all coming back anyways. He clears SMJ's board off, and he's got a couple of taunts left over to boot. And he's going to be able to bring that... Is that Piloted Shredder coming back without silence? Oh, that's just ugly. Okay, so a couple of cards into the hand here. Oh my gosh, Mind Control Tech. This could just go disastrously for Bujin right now. Oh, and it does!
Oh,
I
no!
can't believe this. That is just absolutely disastrous,
That-
and he's
I
gonna
can't
have to
believe what
burn
I'm seeing
his,
now,
he's gonna have to burn his Pyroblast on his own Kel'Thuzad. Oh, that really hurts. Oh man, he's already used his sheep. Already used his polymorph up. He's looking now, how does he want to clear Kel'Thuzad off? He could use a Frostbolt, Ping, and the Shredder to take it out, but he has to deal with that thing this turn. Oh, that is such a disappointment for Bujin there. Such a good RNG for SMJ. Oh, he's just loving that one. Well, what's it going to be? It's going to be the Frostbolt, most likely Shredder and a Ping. Take out that Kel'Thuzad, and then, I don't know, is he going to attack face and leave his 2 taunts up, or is he going to clear some board? Oh!
Time runs out on me.
Well, this is not actually that bad of an Echoes of Medivh here. Well, he could develop his board. He can... Oh, wow, yeah, he's just going to really develop the board. See how much he can get away with on an Echoes of Medivh for next turn. So we're going to see these 2 taunts disappear right away, but as we can see, there's not a lot. You don't want to use... You're not going to want to use Savage Roar at this point. So at this stage of the game, we are just going to see... Oh! Hold on. Maybe he is going to Savage Roar. Oh, wow. Well, that'll be 7 damage to face that he'll be able to do. So a Mind Control Tech able to... Nope. Deal 5 damage just... Okay. Wow. This is going totally different direction than I was expecting that to go, but Bujin now is sitting on a definite card advantage, pretty big life advantage, and that sheep is just going to make really short work of this board. So Bujin clears the board. He gets to either Echoes of Medivh or Water Elemental. I'm kind of thinking he's going to get greedy and throw the Water Elemental down before the Echoes, because he probably wants to get one of those into his hand too. So let's just see. Oh my gosh. Force of Nature right after he used his only Savage Roar. This is... the RNG has turned on SMJ here. Oh, it's nothing but acronyms up here in ESBU House. Okay, so another Golem, damaged Golem coming to the table, and oh, that is a well-timed Fireball for Bujin. Yeah, he can... Oh. Or he can just win the game right now. Never mind. That's it. That's the end of the game. End of the line for the tournament, actually, for SMJ, because we are down into the losers bracket at this particular point. So that's end of the line for SMJ. Bujin moving on into... Oh, hello, Silver Spud. In 3 minutes, you will read this. Oh, Silver Spud, we love you in the video. You are the awesome, and thank you so much for participating in our last tournament. Sorry, we saw the end of that last game there, but yes, Silver Spud saying hello in the Twitch channel. In 3 minutes you'll see this, because that's the delay that we are running on right now. So there you go. Subscribe because of it. Well, I think you can expect to see some... Despite what happens in this tournament, I'm gonna... We'll see if we can't come up with some more content to open the April 2nd tournament. There's a transition for you. Content.
All right,
to
nice
open
guy.
the
We're going
April
to get into
2nd
game
tournament.
B here. This is a round 4 game in the winners bracket.
All right. Round 4 in the winners bracket. So as I just mentioned there, April 2 is the date of our next tournament, but we are into this one right now, and we are into Himriel facing against Sabriel, and a Stranglethorn Tiger with a well-timed Owl to really nerf down that Light Warden. Alright, so what is Sabriel going to do in response? He's got that powerful Gentleman on the board. Light Warden and Gentle Giant? How do you do that one? Whatever. Whatever it is. That Sea Giant is probably going right to face, I would think. There's, if anything, you're going to take the Light Warden into the Owl. But no, he's just going to go to face again. So, this is getting interesting quickly here. Circle of Healing. All minions getting healed up. Alrighty, this is looking YOLO right down to the wire. Himriel top decks an Annoyatron that is going to absolutely change the tempo of this game. Oh man, and Sabriel is just, oh, he's not gonna like that very much at all. He's going to be wishing he had a redo on that last turn. But is it going to be enough? Himriel is going to have to top deck 1 damage in order to turn this one around. So Sabriel now clears that thing out. Oh no, he's going to have to top deck 3 damage. Not bad, because of the heal. I don't think Himriel can pull this off. What's it? Jungle Panther. Nope. That's game. He can do 7 damage, take his opponent down to 3. But that's it. Even the Annoyatron didn't quite save the day. Sorry about that. He's considering, but there's nothing he can do. No card draw. No extra damage, no matter how you look at it. This is the end. This is the end of Himriel's dog racing, but this is still the winner's bracket. So Himriel is going to go on down into the loser's bracket at this one, and we'll be able to find another match to cast after this. So Sabriel moving on to the next round. Himriel moving down.
Well fought.
Well fought, I concede. And he kind of just shoots himself in the face with the bow there. I think that's how the hunter loses that game. Okay.
So we're going to follow Bujin again because he's up against Lobster here in the losers bracket.
Okay. Looking at Lobster versus Bujin. We'll have to see how far into this game we are. Whoever the winner of this one is, they are going to go on to face Lux after this, who has evidently just been bumped out of the winner's bracket, earning himself a spot a little later on in the loser's bracket. But here we go with Bujin and his mage deck, and a 1/3 mechanical Yeti fighting against Lobster with his paladin deck, and his Tyrion in hand. So he has his champion, whereas Bujin's champion, he's somewhere shuffled into his deck. Alright, so some tempo shift here in favor of Lobster, that Senjin Shieldmaster, just kind of making a little bit of a slowdown for Bujin, earning some tempo opportunities for Lobster. So what do you want to do here? Do you want a Hammer of Wrath, a Wild Pyromancer? It's not a bad idea. Definitely not the worst one we would hear today, and he does want to do that, so he's going to get the card cycle out of that. What's it going to be? It's going to be Equality, and Lobster is going to pass the turn over to Bujin, who now has an empty board. Bujin at 5 mana, I'm thinking is going to be playing either an Abomination or a Sludge Belcher. I'm going to be surprised if it's not the Abomination, to be honest. That thing is going to be able to take out the Shieldmaster in one fell swoop, of course. There we go. So it is the Abomination. And on an empty board, that kind of makes Lobster think twice about, what minions he plays. Like, I don't know, Muster for Battle against an empty Abomination there. But the True Silver Champion will make short work of the Abomination. It's going to do 2 damage to the Senjin Shieldmaster, who will in turn do 3 damage to face. So now Bujin has to come up with a clever way of dealing 2 damage to that thing, or put a taunt in its way. I'm guessing that Sludge Belcher is probably the play he's going to want to make here. We will have to see if that's what he chooses to do. Because Sludge Belcher, well, it's not a bad play. Even if it dies to a combo of True Silver Champion and the dude attacking in, then there's still that 1-2 left over. The true silver champion then is gone, and you've got your 1-2 slime to absorb 3 damage from the Sentient Shield Master, bringing it down to 1 health, and then you can ping it next turn. But instead, he is going to go for a Chillwind Yeti. He's going, and yes, that ping will enable him. That leaves him enough mana to ping the dude down, and then this Yeti now has enough life to survive a true silver champion. So, how does Loafster want to respond to this one? Does he want to go... He could try to knife juggle. He could throw the knife juggler and summon a dude. Try. He's got a 50-50 chance to hit the Yeti. If he does that. And he's going to go... Oh! He's going to go all in. Muster for battle. Gives him way more chance to kill that Yeti. He makes it, and I'm assuming he's just going to hero power and pass turn. There we go. That's the end of that. Wow, that's an army of dudes right there. Ooh, not the best time for a flame cannon draw. But this could be a really good time for a sludge belcher, and you could just ping one of those dudes down. I don't see many better plays at this point.
What to do?
It's only a 1-4 weapon that Loafster has in hand, so it's not a huge threat. Really? A flame cannon? Well, he was hoping for something better than that, but the odds are really not in his favor. Oh, dear. That owl could really change. Okay, how much damage are we looking at here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. His opponent would be left with 6 life, but there's... Oh, he's 1 off from lethal. 1 off if he plays... If he silences the Sludge Belcher and plays the Stormwind Champion, he is 1 off lethal. So, he's gonna... Looks like... Yeah, there's the Stormwind Champion, and this just spells some serious trouble for Boojin. Oh, of course, he doesn't have enough mana to do a Stormwind... Yeah, the Stormwind Champion is 7 mana. Get it together, caster. Okay. So, the Owl will not be played this turn. Not a problem, though. Throw a couple of dudes into that Sludge Belcher, throw 1 more into the Slime, 8 damage, 9 damage to face. You might as well throw your weapon into that mix as well. And what's it going to be now for Boojin? He is in a heck of a lot of trouble here. Kel'Thuzad, too little, too late. Fireball his own face.
And Boojin honorably fallen on sword. And we say farewell to our good friend Boojin.
Well played, Boojin. Made it a decent way up the loser's bracket, but he is out to Loafster. That's actually kind of funny because Loafster was the very first person to sign up in the tournament. Boojin was the second person to sign up in the tournament. So Loafster coming out on top, both in speedy registration and in victory in this particular circumstance.
Jumping into BI here, and this is one of the farthest up rounds here, round number 5, right before the semifinals in the winner's bracket.
Okay, so let's see how this one's going. We're well along in an turn 8 turn here. So I think that once we get a little further into this tournament, we're going to be able to start seeing some of these losers brackets, semifinals, and whatnot, and that's when we'll most likely be able to jump into some of these games a little bit earlier on. But at the meantime, Fryember and Sabriel. Sabriel, our good friend from before, who we've seen a couple of matches from, and Fryember. Fire Ember, I'm saying that wrong. Fire Ember, the Warlock. We haven't seen a Warlock play yet. So, what's he going to do with Shadow Madness? He's going to throw Clockwork. Oh, that's nice. Clockwork Gnome into Knot. What the hell? Oh, man, that was lucky. What? I thought he was going to smite the Dr. Boom and throw that... Wow, that was really freaking lucky. Okay, well, good on you, Sabriel. Fryamber now captainless in this matchup. We're going to have to see what... Sorry, Sabriel captainless, and we're going to have to see what Fryamber does to start turning this game around. He's going to give up his only silence that he has at the moment, at least, unless he's got a Spellbreaker, in favor of getting a 5/7 charging Doomguard that is just going to get mind controlled. Oh, Sabriel. He is... Oh, man, that's not pretty. That's just... Yeah, that's just mean. All right. Zombie Chow, not what you want to see at this stage of the game. But that Scarlet Crusader makes short work of the stolen off Doomguard. And now that Holy Smite is going to make short work of the Scarlet Crusader. Sludge Belcher with a Dark Cultist combo come into the table, and we shall have to see. Okay, an Annoyatron. Ooh. I mean, that'll slow it down a little bit, but not really going to turn... This looks like it's probably some sort of Zoolock variant for Fire Ember is what I'm thinking. And I've heard some people talking about how, you know, there's enough ways you could do enough substitutes through the... Oh. I think that's a misplay. I think that abusive sergeant was supposed to go on the other side of the zombie chow and then give him +2 attack so he could take out the... Oh, that's too bad. So he could take out the Sludge Belcher, but it will not work out that way. That's... Yeah, that was a mistake. But Sabriel is going to capitalize on that mistake by taking control of an Annoyatron. So the Sludge Belcher is going to get healed up and take out a Direwolf Alpha. Mind Vision is going to be a pretty useless card when your opponent has nothing in hand. And Soulfire, not enough to turn this game around, that's for sure. I guess you can Mortal Coil the Sludge Belcher, see what you get out of it. Ooh, Flame Imp is going to hurt. I mean, the best target for Soulfire is that Dark Cultist, but then it gives something else all that life. Oh, and it is, of course, it's a 1/5 slime now. So Fire Ember opting to actually discard the Flame Imp in favor of not taking that 3 damage, knowing that a 3/2 minion is not going to be going very far in this particular matchup. Harvest Golem, he's probably going to life tap. I don't really know what he'd be fishing for at this point to save his skin, but no. Fire Ember concedes, and that's the end of that game.
So as luck would have it, nice guy, we got another great match lined up here. But let me ask you a question. How do you feel about BJs? Okay,
this is a loaded question.
Because that's the match we're going to be watching. It's right below the one we just saw in the round 5 of the winners bracket. We're going to get right into match BJ.
Okay, that is what we are going to do then. And is that one ready to queue up, or do we need a minute first?
We're just loading it now.
Okay, here we go. So, Avery DMK. Alright, so this one has started up. And what are we looking at here? Okay, we are looking at an Azure Drake on a lonely board. Alright, so DMK picks up an Ironbark Protector that he cannot play, but instead he's just going to throw Druid of the Clod that can make very short work of that Azure Drake, unless Avery is able to come up with a way around it. Avenging Wrath may very well be that, but at best I think this is going to turn into a trade, so that's not really the most favorable play for Avery. I'm kind of liking the Sludge Belcher a little bit more, but then you have to just pass turn. I mean, the Avenging Wrath would do 9 damage, which is nice, but that's not a huge advantage there, because you're almost definitely going to still end up throwing your Azure Drake away. So it is going to be the Sludge Belcher, and he is just going to pass turns. Sometimes you just have to take your minion and just sit on it and wait. DMK playing another Kel'Thuzad, turning into a little bit of a popular hero choice here. Not that widely used on ladder, always a bit of a surprise there, but getting a little more widely used in this particular tournament. Some people were saying, oh, here comes the Avenging Wrath. That's not what people were saying, but we are going to see it deal 9 damage.
Wow,
and
that
what is it
RNG.
gonna be? Wow! Look at that. Unbelievable. Wow, there we go.
Sometimes, nice guy, you just got to go for the RNG play.
Sometimes you just got to play a mind control tech and steal Kel'Thuzad.
That's true.
So Keeper of the Grove, a nice silence, one of the few only silences really for the Druid class. There goes, just hero power down that Sludge Belcher, and there he goes. So we are now looking at Avery's hand, which has, I think this is a decent chance to play Sword of Justice, maybe? You could Sword of Justice and Piloted Shredder. Nope, he's going to hero power into a Piloted Sky Golem instead. He seems to be reasonably confident. Oh, what are we looking at here? Nope, no chance there. Avery seems to be reasonably confident that DMK is not going to do something to take out that slime, and he is correct by that. So the Azure Drake does not trade for that Sky Golem. Piloted Shredder comes down on the board, and there's not much else that DMK can do about this, at least about this Sky Golem this turn. So he's just going to attack in, take out the dude. Hero power versus hero power cancels each other out, and the turn goes back over to Avery. Avery draws into an Aldor Peacekeeper, which could potentially be of some value in this particular instance, but instead the Hammer Wrath is just going to take out the Azure Drake, and we are going to see a Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler Aldor Peacekeeper, maybe? Knife Juggler... Sword of Justice... Nope. Just Aldor Peacekeeper. Alright. That works. 6 damage to go into the face there for DMK. Pass over to DMK's turn, and we are looking at a Sentient Shieldmaster edition that could easily slow some things down. You could throw your Piloted Shredder into his Piloted Sky Golem, and then throw your Sentient Shieldmaster on the board, but it's still just going to die to other stuff. That's not the best play, I don't think. Ooh... Dealing with that Piloted Sky Golem this turn is going to be very, very tricky. I'm thinking that... Yeah... Well, this could work. If he Shredders into the Golem and drops down a Sentient Shieldmaster, then he is able to drop the Keeper of the Grove on the table, do 2 damage to the Knife Juggler. That clears that thing off. And then now he is looking at a Sky Golem having to clear out the Sentient Shieldmaster by itself. And then the Aldor Peacekeeper gets to have his way after the fact, but do you take 3 damage or do you take 6 damage? Take a pick. So, let's see if that's the play that he is thinking of. It is not. He is going to pull out a Mad Scientist. I'm thinking it's going to be most likely a hero power to take out that Knife Juggler at this point. But instead, he is... Okay, no, he's saving the Keeper of the Grove. For a second, I thought he was going to do 2 damage with it. And he is going to not save it. He's going to silence with it. Okay, there we go. So Avery gets the ever popular Dr. Boom commander choice down on the board, and there comes finally that Sword of Justice. Oh, Dr. Boom is going to make good use of that Sword of Justice. 2-2 Boom bots coming at ya. 8-8 Dr. Boom going to be hunted by a big game hunter.
Wow, what a strong play by Avery there.
Absolutely.
That's going to put a lot of pressure on DMK here to...
So Proto, a lot of people seem to think that Dr. Boom needs a nerf, but I've read some interesting theories that the card that needs the most nerf in Hearthstone is actually Big Game Hunter. Now, it's not so much that it in and of itself is an OP card, but it's one of these things. Blizzard tends to nerf the cards that are just auto includes on decks, and that one is. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That one's an auto include pretty much in every deck because you get so much value out of it. Yeah, sure, there are times that it doesn't go off, but you just get so much value out of it. So I don't know.
Can he get the RNG on this one? He does it!
Oh, he does! He does pull the RNG out. The sword is now gone, and the Guardian of Kings is healing him back up to near full life. So, moving over to DMK's turn now. Too much happening to be theorizing about nerfs. That Kel'Thuzad, is he going to make an appearance? Not,
I don't know, he's kind of a...
bit of a naked target on this board.
That is the downside of Kel'Thuzad. He's a very strong hero in this format, as we've discovered, but he, by himself, can't really do anything. So you can get into these situations where he's basically a dead card in your hand, whereas something like Dr. Boom, always a great play.
Well, Dr. Boom's easily going to be able to turn the tide in your favor, as we have seen a number of times, any of us on ladder. But yeah, Kel'Thuzad is going to definitely be able to secure victory once you've already got a bit of a board built up, much more for you. So if Avery is able to take advantage of this situation, he is going to be able to clear this piloted Sky Golem out, and we'll have to see how he goes about doing it. One possible way is just to simply attack in with that Boombot right now. It may, may very well. Let's see what it does. Oh, it throws a bomb at the hero. That's a bit of a disappointment. So,
yeah, I'm not sure I quite like that play, actually.
Well, it's a risky play, and I'm hoping he's got a bit of a backup for it.
Well, I mean, he's got enough board presence here that he's got a good shot.
Ooh, he is. Oh, no. But Kel'Thuzad... Oh, my word here. Oh, no, whoa, okay, that was curious. Oh, okay, no. Kel'Thuzad can still do it. You don't have to, yeah. Kel'Thuzad, Anoitron. It's the only play that there is right now.
That still leaves him pretty vulnerable, because he just needs to get through the Anoitron the next turn,
no,
and he can
you're right,
4 damage.
You're right. No, if he does that...
I mean, he's got both Nourish and Ancient of Lore. I would probably go for the
Alien. If he does that. He has to kill one of these minions. That's all there is to it.
I would probably go Ancient of Lore with the heal to Anoitron down.
He kind of needs the heal from it. If he doesn't heal, then he has to kill one of these minions off right now, so... What's it gonna be? Which way is he gonna go? Nourish does not seem like a very delightful play because it's only... it's only going to give more cards over to his opponent that already has a significant advantage, but let's face it, at this point he's kind of grasping at straws. He's got 4 life, so unless he's got some pretty significant heals in his deck, he's in a whole world of trouble and kind of just delaying the potential inevitable anyways.
Now, unfortunately, Avery's got the equality, which could allow him to get
Avery
a good board
sees his own big game hunter in his hand now. Equality
looks like
could
he's going
be...
to blow the lay on hands for the cards, which is probably a safe bet at this point. I mean, if he can get just a few more cards, he might be able to draw something out to do lethal. Bit of a risk, because he doesn't currently have any way to mitigate the board presence, but he does pick up an Argent Commander, which This scenario will probably help him out greatly.
So at this particular moment, I think you just go face, and then between the Argent Commander and the True Silver Champion and the Equality, he should be able to clean up whatever his opponent plays next turn,
Now,
even if it's, and of course it's nothing.
The problem is that DMK is going to be able to get the Kel'Thuzad down if he chooses. Oh, and what a great RNG for Avery.
Wow.
That is definitely going to, force
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
the use of the creature.
Okay, so Kel'Thuzad is going to be able to come down, and that's going to really help, but...
And that's game. He doesn't know it yet.
DMK
but
doesn't
that is
know.
game.
Yeah, he doesn't know Avery's got lethal. Oh!
And here it comes.
Master Edition just for the hell of it. But
Top
no,
deck
he's
DM.
just he's just gonna lethal it up. Forget the muster. Quartermaster combo. Just finish the game. Yeah. All right. So let's take a quick look. Proto, maybe you can take us to the ladder.
So that was BJ. So that means that DMK is going to be going on to face Sabian in the semi-final round. So this will be the top winners bracket. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Avery's going on to face Sabian in the semi-final round. Let's just take a look at the state of the losers bracket here. They're catching up just on round 6 right now. Lobster's taking his time, still on round 5. So what'll need to happen is after the semi-final match, we'll be bringing all the way up to the top of the losers bracket in round 9, and then it'll be back to the winner of this next match for the semifinals. But what we're going to do is we're going to get into game BK here. And it looks like we're just waiting for them to load up now. Once they start the game, we'll be right there to cast with them. I just want to use this opportunity to thank everybody who came out and played in our tournament. This has been a great turnout. We ended up filling the rosters. I do hear that a few players didn't get in that were on the wait list, which is a first for us, which means it's growing. So hopefully, thanks to the support that we've been getting from you guys, we can hold bigger tournaments in the future. Now, as the caster already pointed out, our next tournament date has already been set, and we're going to be looking at doing it on April 2nd, which is coming up real quick, just under 4 weeks from now. So if you want another shot at one of these tournaments, we're going to have the registration up pretty quick, probably within the next week, I would imagine. But keep watch on the ESBU site for details regarding that tournament.
And of course, as we all know, and we have mentioned, that tournament is April 2nd. Can't reiterate that enough. So that is definitely going to be up on the ESBU site. We'll have some information even later this evening, just sort of talking about the existence of that tournament. But once we actually figure out a format for that one, and also let's I'll just throw this one out there right now to anybody watching the stream. Any comments or suggestions you have, whether you've played in one of our previous tournaments or not, throw that in the Twitch chat right now and see, like Commons Only, Highlander, Commander, just any of the formats that we have done. Go ahead and throw that into the comments in the Twitch chat, and we'll take a look at some of those and see if anybody's suggestions are looking like viable possible tournament options for us, and then we can kind of go from there.
So I just got word that the semifinals, they're just taking a bit of a break before they get into it. So we're just going to take a peek at Lobster. He's currently lagging behind on the losers bracket. We're just going to see where he's at.
Okay. Lobster versus Akuraku. And Akuraku playing an Ancient of War. What a violent Ancient. Jeez. Calm down, man. But that Ancient Allure is going to give some pretty big tempo in favor of Lobster. I mean, in favor of Akuraku. So, How do you deal with this board? Uh-huh. This is not exactly ideal. Oh, Stormwind Champion will help. Pardon me. Because that is going to give your Stranglethorn Tiger the 6 damage he needs. And then, regrettably, your Aldor Peacekeeper has to bite it too. But that will be enough to take that thing out. Alright, so then the Defender of Argus takes the rest of the board over, and we are looking at a pretty decent board right now for Loafster. Moving over to Akuraku for his turn, we shall have to see what he and his default card backs are going to do at this particular point. So 9 mana, the Boulder Fist Ogre coming down on the table, and a Shade of Naxxramas shortly to follow behind. Interesting. Oh, okay, Boulder Fist Ogre. Is that a good target for a Blessing of Kings? Could potentially be. If you throw that on your Defender of Argus, it is going to take it out, but it's a kind of a 2-to-1 card trade, so it's not exactly ideal, but you just might have to. I'm thinking if he does that, he has the opportunity to also start building his board, but at the same time, that Consecrate is a really tempting card too, because that can deal with the Shade right now before it gets to do anything. So, uh-oh.
We're almost ready for the semifinals here.
Almost ready for the semifinals?
They're just loading up now.
Alright, I think we will abandon that match and its Consecrate. We will never find out what happened. Sorry, folks. You'll never know.
I guess they're not quite ready, so we'll keep watching that one for now.
Oh, we will know. It was a Consecrate. He did kill some stuff. Alright. Okay, so... Ooh, Mind Control Tech. Oh, and it just takes a dude. That is not the best RNG. Nothing like stealing a Kel'Thuzad. Innervate coming down, and what's it going to be that comes out behind the Innervate? Ooh, an Ironbark Protector. So I'm thinking that we're going to have to most likely see a Tyrion. I think we're going to have to most likely
I'm
see...
most likely going to have to miss that one, because we're going to jump right into the semifinals. It just started up.
Alright, here we go.
We'll fight with honor.
Okay, so Sabriel and Avery. We've seen plays from both of these guys so far, and this is the semifinals in the winners bracket.
Yes, the semifinals is always a winners bracket match.
Okay.
Or at least the first one. This will be the first game of the semifinals, then it'll move on to whoever loses this one will go on to face the winner of the losers bracket.
Okay. So we're looking here at turn 2 dude. Paladin versus Priest. Okay, and the Priest drops a not surprising Northshire Cleric with Power Word Shield on it. So what do you do on turn 3? Well, the only thing really to do is to drop that sword on the board and go face with your dude. I'm thinking the Northshire Cleric is going to clear that thing out, and we are going to see a heal into a card draw, giving the opportunity to, if he wants, he could play a Shrinkmeister, but no, he's just going to save it for later. So now it's a Piloted Shredder, and that is a 5/4 Piloted Shredder that can make very short work of that Northshire Cleric. So, yes, True Silver Champion. Whoa! True Silver Champion? Wait a minute, that's the Priest. That is a Mind Vision card right there. Okay. Oh, Captain's Parrot. 2/2 Captain's Parrot. That's no good. That's no good at all. And I think I'm back.
You never actually left us, nice guy.
Okay, I never left. It just seemed like I had left. Alright. That Captain's Parrot and a Sludge Belcher now on the table, and the Sludge Belcher, a totally viable target for the Ironbeak Owls. So Proto, it's turn 6. You've got your 6 mana, and there's a Sludge Belcher on the board. What do?
You
Do
help
you play your
somebody
own Sludge Belcher?
with their problem at the moment.
Well, that's what you do. But what I think I do is probably just throw a Sludge Belcher on the board. You could muster for battle and get a bunch of 2/2 dudes. That'll take care of the rest of your sword. But that's not really an ideal play. You're not going to want to equality or consecrate against this, I don't think. I suppose you... Well, no, even the Ironbeak Owl is not the strongest thing, but it is going to be Sludge Belcher, and that's going to be, of course, a more powerful Sludge Belcher, the 4/6 there. So, now all of a sudden, Light Bomb is a little bit of a more encouraging play if you wanted to do something like that. Not the best play, but could work. But it's going to be a Coin Dr. Boom instead. Alright. Coin Dr. Boom, YOLO Swag. Here we go. YOLO Swag 420, Coin Dr. Boom. Woo! Yeah! Oh, and it's just a quality consecrate to answer it. What an answer for Dr. Balanced. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a really, really good time to do it. Especially with your Sludge Belcher being able to regen like that and just... Yeah. Yeah, there's kind of no question about this one. Okay, so what hits what? Sludge Belcher turns into a 1/2 slime. That was a mistake. I don't agree with you that that was a mistake at all. Or maybe he's talking about his opponent's play? I don't know. Something's a mistake somewhere in Avery's mind, but Sabriel is now going to use the True Silver Champion to clear out that slime, take a damage to face, and with his remaining mana play a piloted Shredder and a Spider Tank. Much different than a Spider Shredder and a piloted tank. Back over to Avery, of course, we are looking now at, is it time for, Muster Quartermaster play. Yep. That's the 8 mana play. Muster for battle is going to give one of those dudes +1 already. So they'll be a 4/4 and a couple of 3/3s.
This is a pretty solid play.
It really is. I mean, that's a strong board that he's looking at.
This combo's hard enough to pull off in the rank, but in this format, when you only have one of each of those cards.
Oh, absolutely. When you get it, you gotta play it. And it's definitely going to turn the tempo in his favor, of course. The Muster for battle, it's 5 hero powers. It's for 3 mana. It's an absolutely insane card. So really, really nice to be able to get the extra value out of it with that Quartermaster there. And the Quartermaster going down to the 1 life. Oh! Really, really strong use of the Light Bomb. Heals up the Spider Tank and everything. Wow. Good play by Sabriel. Okay, so a True Silver Champion for Avery is going to jump down onto the board, and it is going to be the opportunity to clear off some minions.
Reporting for duty.
And what is that Knife Juggler going to do? Nope, it's going right to face. No Recombobulator transformations today. Sunwalker... Recombobulator just got transformed into dust instead. Oh, a Cog Hammer. Well, silencing silencing works on this. I mean, it's a nice silenced target. It's certainly not the only one by any stretch of the imagination, but with the combination of the True Silver Champion, that's really going to be able to do some damage there. So the Sky Golem is going to come down on the table, and a dude is going to turn into a pass turn. Over to Sabriel, who now has a fistful of cards, and what is he going to do with them? What is he going to do with a Cog Hammer of his own? Wait, no. Cogmaster's Wrench. Wait, no, wait, what? What am I looking at? Oh, this must be Thoughtsteel. I thought it was Mind Vision earlier. Maybe it was Thoughtsteel. I obviously missed what happened there, but he sure didn't miss with his Wild Pyromancer's attacks there, just dealing some good board clear type damage and the Holy Nova taking effect to just destroy the board, kill that piloted Sky Golem off before he gets a chance to do any damage, but it still turns into a 5/4. That is a mean, mean creature to be looking at, and that Light of the Naru is a very vulnerable creature at this particular point. It's a 7/1, sorry, not Light of the Naru, 7/1 Light Warden. And Light of the Naru would spawn one of those, is what it would do, and it's probably going to die to a BGH, I am thinking, is the most likely scenario.
I've got the beast in my
Yep, that's it. Down it goes, and, oh, Divine Shield onto the Ancient Brewmaster and everything. Wow. It's a well-protected minion. There goes the Wild Pyromancer before he can do any more damage. Really thinking that Avery is just wanting to make sure that the... oh, interesting, that the Divine Shield doesn't get popped by a Wild Pyromancer play, but it's not going to because he's going to do it himself against the Shield Minibot. So now, the Cog Hammer is going to taunt up that Shielded Minibot, and it's going to swing in, deal some damage, and the Brewmaster is done for. He's a goner. Injured Blade Master coming to the table, and an Earthen Ring Farseer is going to be able to heal him up. Alrighty then. We are looking at another Cog Wrench and an Aldor Peacekeeper, taking down the power of that Injured Blade Master right down to 1 from the Aldor Peacekeeper. Oh man. Okay, so where are we going here? Where are we going? It's a Shadow Word Pain that is going to kill off a Shrinkmeister Azure Drake. There we go. My brain's slowing down on me. I'm trying to think of the names of all these cards. My brain's just... I need a Cogmaster's Wrench for my brain. Tighten everything up. Okay, Haunted Creeper going into Avery's hand. An Argent Commander, a card we don't see a lot of play from on the ladder these days, is joining the table. I'm thinking it's just going to face. He's not too worried about that Injured Blade Master at this point, and the Cogmaster's Wrench makes a great way to clear off that Shrinkmeister. So this really puts some damage and some urgency onto Sabriel, who is now down to top decking. He's got to do something to deal with this board, and an Akanai Soul Priest is not really the best thing for it. Of course, a 1/7 Injured Blade Master is an easy way to take the shield off that Argent Commander, but what is the Soul Priest going to do? Sabriel has got to decide here if he wants to have his heals for himself, or... no, he's going to do some damage, and he's going to clear just more of... oh, yeah, of course, with the 2 damage, clear out that Argent Commander. A nice play there. So, Senjin Shieldmaster can die to an Akanai Soul Priest and heal. And he's going to launch a whole bunch of minions into that, into that Injured Blade Master, killing that thing off. Well, it is going to be, that is going to be the play there. He's going to heal the Blade Master for 2 and then kill it off with the Soul Priest. And what's he going to silence? Or is he going to silence? He could, if he wanted to. Okay, he's just going to silence the 1/1 Spider. I was going to say he could have at least silenced his own minion, but not really going to be that effective. Well, this is quite the game now. This has come to a bit of a slowdown. So Sabriel able to heal as fast as Avery can. Well, I guess you might as well throw your Zombie Chow on the table. You don't really want your opponent... no, he's not going to. You don't want your opponent to get the heal from it, but at the same time, you know, it's good to be able to do a little bit of damage. But Smite, just take care of one of those little minions there and heal yourself back up. So Avery is really slowly making the climb to win because, of course, he's getting minions on the board and Sabriel's not. And so he's slowly out-tempoing the heals with his dudes and bomb lobbers all around. Oh, man. Avery is going to be so glad he hung on to that bomb lobber right now.
Special delivery.
Yeah, that takes care of that thing.
Reporting.
So I'm thinking he's hanging on to his abusive sergeant as well, just, you know, keep that away, tucked away in case he needs to do some board clear there. And a dark cultist as a lone target on the board is going to make a delightful target for the abusive sergeant to... Oh,
My
hold
shield
on.
for
Defender of Argus and then abusive sergeant. Your... Well, I would think... Yeah, there we go, on the